lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. What are the links? Let's get into it. Now I want you to pay close attention to the end of this clip. And people are seeing the trajectory of the different staff that Trump is bringing in. It is absolutely not a carbon copy of the first presidential
race, but it's not the only thing people in the United States have been voting for. We're hearing that the Senate has gone to the Republicans, that's all, and we're waiting for the House of Representatives.
Yes, we don't really have a good read on the House, though one would think, since Republicans have won everything else, they'll probably win the House of Representatives as well. So they have the U.S. House, they have the U.S. Senate, they have the presidency, and they have a large majority on the U.S. Supreme Court. It is one-party rule, top to bottom.
Where do you think Donald Trump might start if that's the case?
I wouldn't presume to guess that. There will be loads of people around him. He's bringing in a very different type of staff aide than he had in the first term. They're much more radical, they're more extreme, and I think people will see very, very quickly that the second term of Donald Trump really isn't a...
So, to reiterate, when President-elect Trump will control Congress, both the House of Representatives and the Senate, it will be easier to pass legislation. You see, the House and the Senate present bills, and having it stacked, these bills can get passed without compromise. And don't forget the courts, the judges, and packing the courts. We're talking district, appellate, and Supreme Court. Now, do you remember when same-sex was passed? Did you know that it was passed state by state before it reached federal level at the Supreme Court? In Trump's first term, he was able to nominate and secure 3 justices. It is now 6-3 Catholic conservative. Now we know that the first beast in Revelation 13 and 10 proof points from the Word of God is the papacy. They are the first beast. That second beast is the United States of America. It looks lamb-like Christian, but will speak as a dragon. And how does a civil entity speak? They speak through their legislation and SCOTUS. And let's hear just how radical this new administration is.
The thing that we have to take away from the last 10 years is that we really need to be really ruthless when it comes to the exercise of power. Going to actually really affect real change in the country, it will require us completely replacing the existing ruling class with another ruling class.
Go down American institutions and make it possible for conservatives to actually govern and succeed in these institutions in a way where they're currently cut out. That's basically my strategy, is like deinstitutionalize the left, reinstitutionalize the right. It is very hard. It will require men and women of incredible courage, but I don't see another way out.
That is against Article 6 of our Constitution. You cannot use a religious test for public office. And did you know that Vance is connected to Kevin Roberts in Project 25? Did you also know that he converted to being a Roman Catholic. See, these people who are going to be surrounding Trump, they're not your Pentecostal Paula White dancing and screaming. Oh no, these are radical. They are Christian nationalism, dominionism. I want you to take a listen to Steve Bannon. He has the same rhetoric.
The issue we had when we first won is we weren't staffed up. We didn't have enough MAGA-type people that have been trained.
Again, it is against Article 6, our First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Can you see it? Can you hear the agenda is to unite church and state? And the Bible tells us that the United States is that second beast in Revelation 13. It was lamb-like. It had two horns. And the two horns on this lamb-like beast represent the two powers in the United States. We were for separation of church and state. We were for a state without a king and a church without a pope. We were for civil and religious liberty.
Reverend Eddie Hyatt, author of Pilgrims and Patriots. Church and state was merged together, and the church used the power of the state to enforce its doctrines and practices. He says certain governments used deadly force against dissenters who wanted to worship in their own way. Those people were persecuted, burned at the stake, some tongues cut out. The founders did not want that kind of Christianity.
And Elon has linked up with Trump. These are both money men, right? So what is that? What did Elon post there? What does it say? Novus Ordo Seclorum. What does that mean? The phrase can be found on the United States money, and it is the new order of the ages. And spoiler alert, if you don't worship the beast, you won't be able to buy or sell. Do you see the connections? So you see that a lot of people that are surrounding Trump are associated with Project 25. And at the core, what does Project 2025 push? You will see that the language is for the common good. The same language from the papacy's Laudato Si. And it's also for what? Sunday worship. Trump was said to be the phoenix rising from the ashes. The phoenix from the ashes in Egypt and classical antiquity was a fabulous bird associated with sun worship. Hello?